My name is Adam Hossemeyer. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As most of you know, I'm pretty much a Sony fanboy, so it's always kind of fun to, every once in a while, speculate about what Sony has coming out in the future. So everybody's talking about the upcoming release of the A7IV, and here's what I think that the A7IV has to include in the camera for it to be considered a viable option. I think that the A7IV will have a new processor. I think it'll have a new sensor. I think it will do 4K up to 60. I don't think it'll do 10-bit, but I think it's going to do 4K up to 60. I think that it'll have active stabilization built into the camera. I think that it'll have a flip screen, and I think it'll have the new menu system. And I think those things right there will make that camera a great camera, and one that everybody will get on board with, and it'll be wildly popular for Sony. The A7IV specs, they kind of just filter on down the line to the rest of the Sony line. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the A7IV has in store. Looking farther down the line in 2022, I think that Sony will release a flagship APS-C camera, and I think it'll closely mirror what the A7IV has in it. So I think the new APS-C line will have basically the same thing. I think it'll have a new processor, a new sensor. I think that it may do 4K up to 60. I'm kind of on the fence about that one because with the smaller Sony bodies, APS-C bodies, I don't know that it can do 4K 60. It definitely will have active stabilization built into the camera. It definitely will have a flip screen, and it'll probably have the new menu system. So that's what I think the new flagship APS-C camera will do from Sony. And again, I think it'll be a great camera for them. They need to really improve the APS-C line to make it a viable option for people. The old APS-C sensor that they've been using forever just seems to be kind of lackluster. People these days are demanding more out of their cameras, and I think that those few specs that I mentioned there will be a great addition to the APS-C line for Sony. I also think that somewhere during 2022 they'll come out with a refresh, if you will, of one of their point and shoot cameras. It'll be the RX100 series or the ZV-1 series. One of those two will get a refresh of some sort. Now I don't think they can do just a whole lot to make the image any better. I don't think they can add 4K 60 and those type of things to that camera. But I think they may be able to do something with the lenses, maybe a little bit with the body, just to enhance those cameras just a little bit. And also in 2022, towards the tail end of 2022, hopefully we'll see a refresh of the A7C, or we'll see the A7C II. I don't know that necessarily that the new A7C will get all the new specs as far as the sensor and the processor, but I do think that the active stabilization will be built into the camera, and they may put an additional card slot into the camera, because those seem to be the two major things that people are hesitant about buying that camera. And I think that if they added those two features to the camera, it'd make that wildly popular camera. And I think we'll see that towards the end of 2022. I don't think that Sony in 2022 will be touching the R series or the A9 series. And it's simply because the chips are going to be really scarce in 2022. And I think that they can only refresh the lines and produce cameras for the ones that are going to sell the absolute most. And I can't think that the R series or the A9 series are the top selling cameras for Sony, because they're only meant for a certain segment of the population. That's kind of my predictions for Sony in 2022. They may be way off. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. That's what's kind of fun about making these type of videos is, you make a prediction and then you get to see if it comes true or not. Maybe way off, maybe right on. Who knows? But that's what I'll see coming in 2022 with Sony cameras. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave a like. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.